Okay, I thought something was going wrong with my recorder, but actually it's not. That's why that crazy look was on my face. But anyway, um, let's talk about the new year. First of all, I want to speak to all of my YouTube fans, Facebook fans, YouTube friends, Facebook friends, YouTube family, Facebook family. I want to speak to all of you guys. I already said this, but again, Happy New Year. First of all, so a few things I want to talk about in the new year. So, new year, new me. Now, I recently went to an internet party, which is just a digital party. I recently went to a digital party, and it was very nice. And the topic was New Year, New Me. And I'm saying now, that's also the title of this video, New Year, New Me. This year, I am supporting black business. I'm supporting as a majority, I'm supporting black people, like myself, African Americans like myself. And I am buying from black businesses, black owned businesses, African American owned businesses. Um, you know, Jamaican American owned businesses, Haitian American owned businesses. And, I'm supporting these businesses. Um, so, I mean, what led me to this? I mean, obviously some things that I've gone through in my life have led me to this, you know, not really, I was going to say not really end conclusion, but for me it would be an end conclusion. So it has led me to this end conclusion. I should be buying more from black people who are selling the things that I want. Like the hair gel, I want that, but I want that from a black owned hair store or a black owned salon. I also want that from, maybe a Jamaican American salon or a Haitian American salon. I want the coconut oils. I want the wax for my dreads. I want the yarn for my hair. I'm doing new things with my hair this year. I'm doing the African hair threading. I was gonna do it last year, but I was obsessed with getting the thread at first, but instead I'm going to use the yarn because, of course I have dreads, so I want something that's a little bit bigger than the thread. So I'll thread with the yarn. So I want the yarn because I think it'll be really, really pretty. Um, and I want it to be, just visible, when it comes to my hair because my hair is very dark. Um, and although it looks black, it's really not. My hair isn't black. My hair is dark auburn red. So that's just a note right there to keep in mind. But it's a very it's a very nice way to style your hair with yarn with the African hair threading. You can do the same technique with yarn. I've seen it done with yarn online. So I'm going to be trying that in the very near future. So again, new year, new me. This year, I am not getting into, how can I put it, confrontation with others. I am not doing that this year. Positive reinforcement this year. Whatever I have to say, I can say it positively without destroying my character and boosting someone else's ego. So this year I am not damaging my positive energy by allowing negative energy to come into my positive space. So that's one of my New Year's resolutions. I am going to pray for people whom, want me to pray for them. Now, if you feel that you have exactly what you deserve and you don't want me to pray for you, then I won't pray for you. I'm just being honest. New year, new me. I'm just being honest. If you feel that you are exactly where you deserve to be in your life, then you're fine with where you are in your life and you don't want to change anything, that's perfectly fine. I won't pray for you, and I'll just leave the prayers up to you. That's perfectly fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Some people are fine with exactly where they are. They don't need any help. They can help themselves, so that's fine. I'm really not being, funny about that at all. I'm just saying some people are fine just where they are. So if that's the way you feel, then that's completely fine. But I mostly pray for everyone that I know at all times. Like I really don't stop praying for people. Like I really pray for them all the time. So that being said, new year, new me. What is the message? What is the message behind that? What are more New Year's resolutions that I have? Of course, everyone already knows that I've been self-esteem journaling for the past 2 years. It's not going to stop. I'm going to continue to do it. Again, it's good for the brain. I'm not going to stop drinking coffee. That's also good for the brain. Exercising is good for the brain. Mental exercises, brain games are good for the brain. So those are the things that I'm going to be working on this year. I'm not going to be concentrating and focusing on trivial things this year. But I am going to be focusing on African American businesses and buying black this year. I will be doing that this year because it is important that I start doing that more this year. And eventually, I'm going to be buying only black, only African American products in the near future. So, therefore, that's just the way it's going to be. I've seen so many, and if anyone wants to connect with me and find out, about all the, black-owned businesses online or offline in your area, just, inbox me on Facebook and ask me, where are these businesses? Where are they located? I've seen so many online on Etsy.com, and I'll see the shirts and the coffee mugs, and I'll see the kente cloth, mud cloth dresses, and I'll see the headscarves, and they're really, 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 really pretty. And my standard of beauty changed almost 7 years ago. It's about to be 7 years now that I've had my dreadlocks, and no, it's about to be 7 years now that I've been natural, and it's about to be, I believe, 3 years now that I've had my dreadlocks. I had to think about it for a second because I've been natural for 7 years, but I've only had my dreadlocks for 3 years, so that's what it is. So I have to keep, tabs on that. But new year, new me. Confrontation, arguing this year, over. If it gets into an argument, I'm going to walk away. If you happen to say something that I don't like or don't agree with, we're going to agree to disagree, and I'm still going to walk away. And I'm still going to believe what I believe, and you're still going to believe what you believe, but it doesn't have to get into a knockout, drag out argument. That is over for me this year. Period. I no longer care. It's not that serious. If it's not that serious for you, then we shouldn't even be talking about it. We should talk about something that you prefer to talk about. And then I'll go and find someone who actually wants to talk about what I'm actually discussing. That's just the way it is. If you're not interested in discussing that, that's perfectly fine. We can talk about something else. I've become very flexible with that. Just don't expect me to talk about anything. How can I put it? Don't expect me to talk about anything that is, I don't know. A lot of times I'll say things and many different people might not want to talk about it. And I struggle with this. Up until this year, I struggle with people not wanting to talk about the same things that I wanted to talk about. I really struggle with that. I was just like, why are they being so inconsiderate? A lot of people are like this. They want to talk to you about almost everything, but when you talk to them about something that's important to you, it could be one simple thing. They don't understand why that's important. And it's not a problem. Everybody has their own opinion. Let me explain that one more time. It's not a problem because someone doesn't agree with you. Agree to disagree and move on. You can't change someone's mind. You can't change their feelings about anything. They have to be the one to change it at the end of the day. Move on. Because you're never going to get anywhere. You're just going to keep bringing up the same topic that they're not interested in. And sometimes switch it up. Talk about something that they want to talk about. Now, if they can't listen to what you have to say any of the time, and every time you open your mouth to talk about any subject, they don't want to hear it, then you probably just need to find somebody else to talk to altogether because they're not a receptive person. They want to talk to you 100% of the time, but they don't want to listen to you 100% of the time. I'm just saying. And I know this video is long, but we're going to make it through. And this is what I want to say, if you're a person that doesn't like to talk about a certain topic, that's fine. If you're a person that does like to talk about a certain topic, that's fine. However, if you start talking about a certain topic and people don't agree with you, use positive reinforcement. Okay, thank you. I'm glad we had this chance to talk. Perfect positive reinforcement. That's saying, okay, me and you don't agree, but thank you for listening. I mean, that's really all you can say. You can't just start talking about it and bringing up the conversation again, because eventually that person's going to tell you, okay, stop talking about that because that's not what I want to discuss. And they have the right to say that because everybody's, again, entitled to their own opinion, whether they believe it to be, factual or you believe it to be non-factual or whatever. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. It took me a long time to get here. It took me a long time to really break that down and just be like, why do people not want to talk about everything that you want to talk about? A lot of people don't want to talk about everything that you want to talk about. You have two different types of people. And maybe more than this, but this is how I break it down. You have two different types of people. People that talk about world issues and people that talk about issues in the community. Most people that talk about world issues can't really conversate with people that talk about issues in the community because they're thinking about the entire world. They're not thinking about just the community. People in the community that talk about community issues aren't really thinking about world issues, so they can't really talk to people who are talking about world issues. That has been proven so many times. I'm just saying. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with either one of those types of people. I'm just saying people are different and we have to all accept that. You have to accept a person for their strong points and their weak points, their good points and their bad points, their strengths and, of course, their weaknesses and flaws. Without flaws, every human being has flaws, so we can't say nobody has flaws. Everybody has flaws because human nature. You're just bound to have flaws. So again, there's nothing wrong with the worldly-minded person. There's nothing wrong with the community-minded person. They're just two different people that sometimes can't relate to one another. You just have to talk. Just when you're talking about certain things, you have to find people who like talking about what it is that you're talking about. Period. And if they don't like what you're talking about, change the subject. Use positive reinforcement. And if they don't receive it, still move on. You can be positive to everyone that you come into to everyone that comes into your immediate environment. Everyone that comes around you, you can be positive to them. You don't have to be a mean person because they don't agree with you. You can say, okay, we're going to agree to disagree, and we're going to have a great day. We probably won't be able to talk to each other because we're not on the same page, but I can understand why you may not feel that way, just like you can understand why I may feel that way. We have to get to that point because literally a lot of the time when you're speaking, nobody really listens to what you're saying because really they don't care. And that's a bad way to say it, but if they're not like you in their way of thinking, they don't care what you have to say because they're talking about something else while you're already talking to them. Period. That's what's going through their head. Okay, I could be talking about something way better than this right now. Honestly, that's what a lot of people are thinking when you're talking. I'm just being honest. And so that being said, you have to keep that in mind. And, again, there's nothing wrong with people talking to you about what they feel. But, if you're not into that, you have to say, hey, I'm really not into that. Can we either talk about something else or we're going to just agree to disagree and not talk about this anymore? And it may end up in you not talking anymore because you have nothing in common. You have to have something in common with someone in order to talk to them. I'm just being honest. And if you don't have anything in common, it's probably best to not talk to each other because you're going to be, everything that you say is going to be going over their head and everything that they say is going to be going over your head. I mean, it's that simple. Now, this video, in my opinion, is way too long. But again, I have a few more things that I need to say. New year, new me. I'm doing new things this year. I started this growth last year with the African American buying because I chose to start doing this. And now I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm going to keep buying products from Black people. I'm going to keep doing that, buying products from African Americans. I know of a mall right now in the town where I live here in Florida. It's a nice mall. I'll be doing a video later on this month showing you, what the mall looks like inside. It's very small. It's like a little mini mall, and it's very small, but it's a store. It's not really like a mall. It's just a store. And it's very small, but it's very professional looking. It's not a rundown business. I'll put it like that. And it's in the town where I live. And again, African American owned business. I haven't really shopped in this place, but I'm definitely going to be. I'm not going to stop, I'm not going to stop being proud of being Black, an African American woman. That's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, again, I just want to encourage everybody. I know I didn't say this at the beginning of the video, but I want to say this now. I just want to encourage everybody. This year, make a change. Start fresh. Start new. Now, new year, new me. New year, new you. if you want to make a change this year. Fresh year, fresh start. Get moving. Keep it together, hold it down. Because I promise you, everything that you've been going through, all of that is about to come to an end. All of just about to come to an end, period. You're just going to be so blessed. You have no idea. Once you change you, though, let me emphasize on that. Change equals new year, new you. And when I say change equals new year, new you, even though it is a new year, it's not going to feel like a new year until you change yourself. It's not going to feel like a new you until you change yourself. There is something about you that you must change. Because you just must. Change is growth. Growth is change. With that being said, I just want to tell everyone, thank you all so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to share. And have a great day. Bye.